Hello everyone and welcome back to Ace Attorney Dual Destinies, where our client is about to explain how he went down a ladder while carrying a person in a spacesuit and a capsule that I keep wanting to call an urn. While also wearing a spacesuit himself. So, yes, please tell me, how would that work? At the time you were supporting Mr. Terrain over your shoulder, were you not? And remember, he was in full space gear as well, putting him at over 200 pounds. Well, that's easy on the moon. Gravity is only 1/6 of what it is on Earth.
Objection!
But you were on Earth, dingus. But the Space Center is located on Earth. Short of being an octopus, climbing a ladder with an adult male in space gear in one arm, while carrying the capsule in your other is impossible, wouldn't you say? Oh. So, Mr. Starbuck, so why is he trying to hide? So here's what I think. I said this last episode. I think they're switched there. Right? I think, that guy, what's his name? Clay. I think that he is carrying Starbuck there. Now, why is Starbuck lying about that? How exactly did you climb down that ladder with your arms full? Mr. Starbuck, come clean and tell us the truth. Now. Engineer, where's that engineer? The oxygen leak detected due to faulty maintenance. Evacuate immediately. What the? He's flying the coop. Help, I'm caught on the ceiling. Help, anyone? It's not gonna help our case, is it?
Bailiff, prepare the cherry picker. We must launch our rescue mission at once.
That's one way to take off while being questioned. I'd rather prove his innocence so we can go to space again someday for real. Oh, I thought we were gonna get a recess.
Now then, Mr. Starbuck, do you think you can keep your feet planted on the ground?
Yes, I apologize for losing control. Are you ready to tell us the truth? Not that. Get anything with that. Wait, why though? What is going on? This isn't the Mr. Starbuck I know. It appears Spaceboy is prone to deception. Witness. Yikes. Yes. I thought your story odd, but perhaps the inconsistencies can be explained as the result of a medical side effect. Wait, what? Because of the pills. Prosecutor Blackwell, please. Please don't talk about that. What are you talking about, Prosecutor Blackwell? Didn't I already state that Spaceboy is, ironically, terrified of going into space? Yes. That's why he took some precautions just before launch. For you see, traces of this anti-anxiety drug were found in his system. Okay. I mean, anyone would be nervous about going into space. Oh? I sense things are about to nosedive. Are they, though? You got it all wrong. I told him during the investigation, too. I don't know anything about any drugs. I never took any medications, I swear. Oh. Was he drugged? Oh, all of this is starting to make sense. Oh. Okay. My new working theory. Because remember, Apollo left because he was like disgusted with the state of the world or like something along those lines. Is it because his friend the shady one here? So did his friend drug Saul? And then what? So how did he end up dead though? How could that be? Well, wouldn't they be able to figure out if he had like a prescription for him? Someone must have slipped them to me. But I guess maybe that's why I don't remember. Because of the side effects. Yeah, that's why I don't remember much about what really happened. What? Yeah, so he was like drugged and not really aware of what was going on.
Order in the court.
We can't get any useful testimony out of him if he doesn't remember anything. Well, that certainly explains why his testimony kept changing. Ugh. Why didn't he just tell me he couldn't remember? Guess he didn't want anyone to find out he was terrified of going into space. No. No. He wasn't, though. Did they just invent that? Maybe I really did do it. He doesn't remember. Which brings us to the answer of our original question of how the witness climbed down the ladder with a dead body. It does? It does. So what is it? The dead man feels no pain and makes no complaints, Justice Dono. No. So the body was simply dropped down from the top of the ladder. There would have been signs of trauma, though.
Oh my, I see. And then the defendant could climb down with his free hand.
Drop the body down? Who would do such a disrespectable thing? Besides, dropping the body down would leave marks on the body itself. So you're capable of quick thinking. Yes, you are correct. Really? Oh, thanks. Ah! There are marks on the body, aren't there? What's this? It's the oxygen tank from the victim's spacesuit. It ruptured, and I'm sure you can figure out why. You can't be implying it ruptured when the defendant dropped the victim's body. I am, for they fracture easily when struck. Seems like a design flaw. Even if that's true, the tank's explosion and the shrapnel would leave its mark on the body. Yet according to the autopsy report, only the knife wound was found on the victim's body. You're clearly grasping at straws with this line of reasoning. Spacesuit isn't heavy for the sake of being heavy, Justice Dono. It includes the latest technological devices and is made of the fabric of tomorrow. This fabric is made to protect astronauts from the dangers of space. So falling a few Earth yards would hardly leave a mark on the wearer. What? No, I don't buy it. Objection! Then shouldn't it be impossible to stab someone through it as well? It should, and yet through sheer coincidence, the knife slipped through a weak spot in the suit's structure and found its way to its target. Oh, crap! What are the chances? You forget that our killer is an astronaut himself with knowledge of how the suits work. He got me there. And now my argument has been proven. Spaceboy killed the victim in the rocket and then dropped his body from the upper level. For climbing down, he shouldered the body and made sure the camera recorded them. There's no room for debate about these facts. It is clear that Solomon Starbuck is the only one who could have killed Clay Terrain. Here, the report regarding the astronaut's oxygen tanks. Consider it my send-off gift. Feel free to use it as payment to cross the river Styx. Would that even work? Did they take photos? The victim's tank was ruptured with 0% left. The defendant had 80. Remaining oxygen is displayed on the left shoulder. Whoa, wait. Hold up. With 0 left. The defendant's oxygen had 80%. Oh, I definitely have that. Where is... There it says 50. There we go. Hey, this report is pretty detailed. Let's see, the display on the astronaut's left shoulder shows how much oxygen remains. I guess that means those glowing cyan digits represent the amount of oxygen remaining. What? I'm done for. I'm going to prison instead of space. Space boy. Yes. Take heart. The bejeweled night sky is still beautiful even when viewed through the bars. You mean the stars are seen from prison? That's right. Your cell will be your spaceship. Picture the view through the iron bars. It's like being an astronaut in your own craft for all time. That's not a half bad thought. Mr. Starbuck? Possibly Blackwell got to him good. Spaceship prison cell, fly me, my guilt and my despair to the deepest, darkest space. The dead let's get sucked into a black hole together. Mr. Starbuck, you can't give up hope. Oh, yes, Apollo. You know, Clay really looked up to you. He said you are an incredible man. He said you'd never give up your dreams and passion for space no matter the situation. He said that. So don't give up now and help me prove your innocence. For the sake of the man who respected you and believed in you, Clay Terrain. For Clay. You're wasting your breath. What? There we go. Apollo, thank you. I can see things clearly now. Mr. Starbuck, I'm fine now. Thanks for reminding me of my life's mission. Right, we'll both be fine. I'll prove you're innocent. You'll see. And after that, we'll get you back into space. You've ignited the booster rockets of my soul. I'm on fire! I am Solomon Starbuck, astronaut, a cosmic hero chosen by the universe itself. There we go. This is no time to be whimpering and crying. I can't let you and Clay down. Boulder Dash. The sun. The moon. All of space is calling out to me, Solomon Saul Starbuck. Ready for launch. Begin the countdown. Wow, he just goes on and on. 5, 4, 3,
2,
1. Lift off. Is he actually going off into space right now? Is that...
Well, I feel like I've witnessed an actual rocket launch.
Apollo, you did it! You broke Prosecutor Blackwell's grip over Mr. Starbuck. I can't take the credit, it was all Mr. Starbuck. He pulled himself through. You simpletons are done massaging one another's egos. No matter how positive your mood, my advantage remains unshakable. I have but to wait for the final guilty verdict. Isn't that right, your baldness? Gah. Can't let up now. I have to stop Blackwell. I have to see this through. Mr. Starbuck just has to make it back into space. I won't allow Clay's dream to remain unfulfilled. I've got to destroy Blackwell's argument somehow. Think, Justice, think. The only people at Launchpad 1 were Clay and Mr. Starbuck. And if Clay was already dead by the time this footage was taken, then the only person who could have killed him is Mr. Starbuck. So the only way to counter Blackwell's argument is if I can prove that Clay was still alive when they arrived at the boarding lounge. In which case, I should be able to find some contradictions in the evidence itself. Let's see. About this data we just received. This supposedly proves that Mr. Starbuck dropped Clay's body in Launchpad 1. But if I'm going to prove that false, then there must be something I can use here. I got this! Come on! Enough of this farce, you baldness. Let's have your verdict. Prosecutor Blackwell, you seem to be in quite a hurry to rush the verdict. But about this oxygen tank data you submitted just now. It says that Mr. Starbuck's tank had 80% remaining while Mr. Terrain's had 0. Do you stand by the accuracy of this report? Of course. Come on. Then I guess it simply means that it's faulty, as evidence goes. You will explain what you mean, Justice Dono. It's simple. This evidence contradicts the facts of this case. Take a look here at the detailed description and you'll see what I mean.
I hope you have some evidence, Mr. Justice, because I don't see what's so contradictory.
Yes, Your Honor, right away. This is the evidence that the oxygen tank report stands in contradiction to. That would be... that.
How does this evidence present a contradiction?
The problem is this part here. Oh, right. Note the remaining oxygen in Mr. Starbuck's tank as he carries Mr. Terrain.
It appears to say 50.
Yes, but according to the data, our client's tank had 80% remaining.
The oxygen in the tank increased?
I see Your Honor finds it as strange as I do. It's bad enough that there is a contradiction, but the increase in oxygen is beyond illogical.
Oh my, you're absolutely right. What is going on here?
I too find it odd that the oxygen remaining has increased. It would be as odd as if my rations were to increase. But what does that prove? Doesn't change the fact that it is the defendant carrying the victim's corpse.
Objection!
Heh, I'm going to bet you don't get more rations because you don't abide by the rules. Either way, the oxygen remaining shouldn't increase just as your rations don't increase. Therefore, this new information is critical. We can't overlook it. In that case, do you have an answer to this riddle of the mysteriously increasing oxygen? You'd better not disappoint, or declare the inconsistency as mere equipment malfunction. Well, I guess you can't really rule that out either, though, can you?
Prosecutor Blackwell has a point. I suppose it could be a simple malfunction. Mr. Justice, if you cannot provide an adequate counter-argument to this point, then I'm afraid I must bring this trial to an end. So, do you think you could explain why the remaining oxygen level increased?
Of course I can. The thing to do at a time like this is turn my thinking around. Mr. Starbuck has no memory of it, but he claims to have carried clay. So this man with the 50 on his tank ought to be Mr. Starbuck. But if anything, the display on his oxygen tank should have shown an 80. This is a clear contradiction between the report and the security footage. So what I should be asking is not, why did the oxygen level increase? But what had to have happened to make it look like it had increased? Am I making some kind of mistake in my base assumptions here?
Well, Mr. Justice, we're waiting.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm ready to answer. This is why the remaining oxygen appears to have increased. The victim was carrying the defendant. What if it was the other way around?
The other way around? Would you care to explain, Mr. Justice?
As you can see, Your Honor, both men had their helmets on in this footage, but it turns out this is where our base assumptions went astray. We assumed that it was Mr. Starbuck helping Mr. Terrain, but it was the other way around. It wasn't Mr. Starbuck helping Mr. Terrain at all. It was Mr. Terrain who was helping Mr. Starbuck to the boarding lounge, which I'm still like, how did he get down the ladder?
Was what?
There we go.
Order, Mr. Justice. You mean to tell me that the person on the right of this image is the victim, Clay Terrain?
It's the only way the riddle of the increasing oxygen level can be solved, Your Honor. At this point in time, the remaining oxygen in the victim's tank was at 50%. And when the victim was found in the boarding lounge, his tank was at 0%. That's right. There's nothing contradictory about the oxygen level decreasing. That means Mr. Terrain was alive as they made their escape to the lounge. How short your memory is. Have you forgotten what you yourself proposed? Even the victim was alive at this point in time. How did he descend the ladder with his arms full? Well, they didn't have to be.
Objection!
Prosecutor Blackwell, you can't hurt me with a broken blade. Ooh, excuse me. It's true that we don't know how they got down the ladder. I suppose that matter needs further investigation, but we have proven that Mr. Terrain was alive when he reached the boarding lounge. This fact alone shatters your claims and opens up the possibility that the victim could have been killed by a third party. Ugh. There were two people who claimed to be the first on the scene, but can we truly trust their statements? Let's see. The two people who were Detective Candace Arm and Yuri Cosmos, right? You think one of them might have given a false statement to the police? Yes, it's certainly possible. We might have to do a little more digging.
Seems like to hear the testimony of these first two people on the scene.
Score.
Come to think of it, Detective Arm should be here in court right now. Bailiff, could you please show Detective Arm to the stand?
I have an announcement, everyone.
What's the meaning of this? We're in the middle of a trial here.
Please remain calm and listen carefully. Someone has reactivated the bomb. The bomb was defused, but it is about to explode. Explode! Oh, this is the start of the game. A bomb now? Everybody run! I don't want to die. Oh no, everybody's panicking. Right? This is the start of the game?
Silence.
Headless chickens with a dash with a lot of you. Calm yourselves. Or else. Come on, Paul, let's get out of here. What about Mr. Starbuck's dream? And who'll carry out Clay's final wish? I don't care what happens to me. I'm not letting some bomb blow the truth up forever. I refuse to let things end here. Apollo, this is no time to be dramatic. If we don't get out of here now, we're gonna die. Come on, this way. Hey, ouch. Let me go. Apollo. Juniper. She hasn't evacuated yet? Eek. Juniper, are you alright? Apollo, no, not that way. Ooh, alright. So what happened? To be continued. Alright, I know this is a little bit shorter one. I'm going to call it here. I'm actually feeling completely wiped. Hopefully the long episode at the beginning of the week makes up for it. But yeah, we'll pick this up in the next one. That way we can start our investigation fresh. And tell me this isn't a great cliffhanger if you haven't seen the game before. If you have, then probably not so much. But anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.